Okay, here with the Dean of American Trainers, my man Kenny Adams. Kenny, you never gave up. You just keep on going. Now, I used to always introduce you saying that you work with about a dozen, maybe 12 world champions, but that's not true. How many is it now? What's the count?
26.
26.
34 Olympians, total of 56 guys who became world champions are contenders.
Jesus Christ! And who would you call your signature fighter?
Well, I guess everybody relates back with Kennedy McKenny with me, really. But you know, although Kennedy McKenny was my primary fighter one time, Eddie Cook had to be in that mix. Vince Phillips was in the mix.
Ray Mercer,
Charles Murray, Alfred Cole. I have to put Edward Valero. I think I got to put him at almost the top of my list. He's dead now, but that was gonna be the guy that beat Pacquiao.
Yeah. Now I watched Edwin train here. We were over at the top rank gym, right, with Edwin, and you were talking about him for years. I mean, well, you know, you knew he was going to be outstanding, but what was it? What was it about him that was just an aggressive type guy, a killer mentality?
Determination, drive, killer instinct. Wanted to be first at everything he did. Worked hard, played hard too, but he really worked hard. He wanted to be the first in everything, and he could punch. As you know, he was 27-0, 27 knockouts, 19 the first round.
Unbelievable. And then, of course, unfortunately, like you said, we lost him. Tragic life, you know, with the wife and him, and then he died. And, I don't know. It's just a shame that this type of thing happens. Now, when you look at boxing, here we'll talk about a current fighter right now, if you don't mind. Floyd Mayweather, pound for pound, the best fighter out there in my estimation right now. If they ever get that fight between him and Pacquiao to come off, which I suspect they will, hopefully they won't wait until they're both past their prime.
I think it'll happen in the fall of this year, maybe.
How do you see that fight unfolding? You're the most educated guy in the sport.
Floyd, because of his offense and defensive mode, beats Pacquiao. Unanimously beats him, without a doubt.
I got some shit I want you to try.
I don't think it's the most difficult fight of all for him that he's had up to this point. I just think he has to watch Pacquiao's power.
I think it's difficult. I think it's difficult in a sense because I think that Pacquiao has some speed and he has some power. And that's always the thing that has to be on. Questionable about Mayweather is that he is definitely, I think, is one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time, without a doubt. Has a good offense, but still he does have a suspect chin. Otherwise, no problem. I think he wins unanimously.
All right. We move on. You know, we're talking about Floyd Mayweather in the lighter divisions now, but the heavyweight division, you know, in this country is in real badass shape right now.
No, man, it's in bad shape. No, very bad shape.
Well, what do you think? What can happen? We going back to the amateurs? You're a guy who was an Olympic coach 1988. You were the assistant in '84, right? I mean, you were a great coach. You know the amateur game very well as anybody. Is that what's lacking in this country? Is that we just don't put enough emphasis into that?
I think that's the point, is emphasis. But I think we're lacking a lot of coaching now, without a doubt. We don't have the coaches. But the thing is, maybe they don't have the athletes either, because most of the athletes now, they're playing football or basketball. They're not going into boxing. Boxing is a hard sport for anybody. It's a sport that you have to give up your whole being to be in boxing. You don't just give up a little bit, you got to give up everything. And these other sports, you don't have to give up as much.
Yeah.
Because your talents, putting them through the hoop, hitting the baseball, throwing the basketball in the hoop, and things of that nature is a lot easier than boxing. Because boxing, you got to deal with weight, you got to deal with mindset, you got to deal with once again, getting punched and not being punched, and the combinations and everything, and it's all rough. It's really rough.
Well, what you just described, we were talking about boxing, but you can say that also for the mixed martial arts.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. I mean, I've learned to be more a fan of martial arts as I am with boxing. It's like it's a tough sport. And really, if a guy can strike and he's a good wrestler and a kicker, well, he got it all. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely. You got to give it its due. They say what they want to about it, but it's a viable sport, a really strong, viable sport.
Would you work with somebody in MMA, helping with their striking?
Well, I've worked with Frank Mir before. I've helped Frank Mir strike before, but Frank is a kind of different breed. Good dude, but I worked with Frank in striking, and when we were striking unlimited before. Yeah, I have worked with him, but he's basically about the only one that I really worked. I worked with another young amateur kid, trying to help him along the way, but as a whole, that's basically all I've done now.
All right. You think you'd get into that more if you had the opportunity? I know you're busy with boxing, but
no. At this point in time, I mean, my gift is strictly with boxing, more or less. There isn't. I'd have to learn how to strike and do the different things that they do in MMA, and I don't think I'm at that time in my life. I want to make a turnaround. I mean, with boxing, I can do that with my eyes closed and just do that and do it over and over and over. But I can't do the same with the MMA.
All right. Well, Kenny, you know, we appreciate everything you gave to the sport of boxing, and are giving even to giving MMA fighters now, giving them their due. But you're a guy. You're in the Missouri Boxing Hall of Fame, and hopefully, if everybody gets their heads together and justice is served, you'll be up at Canastota in the World Boxing Hall of Fame, because that's where you belong. I put you up there with a handful of guys: Eddie Futch, Emmanuel Stewart, and you are the three greatest that I've ever been around.
Thank you. We just had one just died too. Of course, Angelo is without a doubt one of the greatest cornermen ever. You know.
Yeah.
And we hate that he passed away just recently, and a lot of people have been passing away. It's a shame, but hey. That's why I say everybody wants they do here on Earth. We don't want to do it. And even they do when they head to Never Land. You know what I mean?
Well, we're going to end up here. I wanted to just get your thoughts on Muhammad Ali. They're celebrating his 70th birthday. It's already passed, I know technically. But here in Las Vegas, there's nobody bigger than Muhammad Ali, I guess.
That's true, definitely, without a doubt. He without a doubt is the greatest of all time. You know, he showed that in and out of the ring. He had a big nuts and cojones that he had to want to stand up to the government and not do what other people would have just said, hey, I just fall in and do this, because all he had to do was go and do a little exhibition or two. But he said, hey, no, the Viet Cong, they did nothing to me. The Vietnamese have done nothing to me. They ain't called me no name. Hey, look here, I ain't going nowhere.
Well, we hope you don't go anywhere. Keep out here educating these young fighters, and I know you're complete now, because you've done everything in your career. The only thing that the greatest thrill has probably been speaking with me, and you've been waiting for this opportunity a long time. Here it is, Kenny. You're at the top of the mountain, baby. You made it.
Hey, I'm here. Right on.
Peace.
Right on, baby.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it.